So hello, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing something that we don't do very often, which is garage update. Now, granted, we're not actually in a garage, and there will be more on that topic soon because it's reaching the point where we're at maximum capacity and we do need to start looking for a garage. But we'll speak about that in future content. So today we've got all but one car. The DBS is with NVN, having some serious paint TLC with AFA down there, and we'll share that process with you in the future. But I thought, we've got all of them in one space. We don't often have that. Why don't we take you clockwise around this arrangement and give you an update on each car, and then we're going to hop in the little angry wasp that is the Yaris, since it's been wrapped by Yanni, and take it somewhere for one of its first modifications. So while we're still in front of it, let's crack on with the DBX. Now, we have finally done the first drive with this car, which was a completely unexpected format where we did a drag race with Yanni's Urus and this DBX. I won't give it away. Needless to say, it was a fantastic day. I just really enjoyed getting this thing out into an event environment. And it was amazing because Yanni had organized this drag race, and the amount of cars down there, it was a beautiful sunny day. And just being able to put it in front of the public, effectively, to put it in front of people. So many people came over to me and said, we've seen this car on screen, but we've not really had the opportunity to really get a feel for how this thing looks. Once again, I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but we've got direct sunlight on this paint. Anyone tuning in now who hasn't followed this journey, I was honored to be asked by Aston Martin to be involved in the design of a very special edition DBX, which resulted in this car right here. It's now for sale globally. Unique features are Valkyrie-based paint technology, completely bespoke Aston Martin badge. They've only changed the badge 12 times in 108 years, so we're really proud that we managed to achieve that. It still is the only DBX you can order with an Alcantara interior, and it has bespoke wheels and 3D printed aluminium components on the central console in there. So we're really happy with this. Look what's back! The Turbo S. Once again, not sure if the camera's picking up on this. It's been in storage. It also needs to go to MVN for some love. This car, predominantly lived with it towards the tail end of summer last year, mostly driven in winter where it really came into its own. But this thing on a proper tight, twisty B-road, and now that we've got some grip and some heat in the tarmac, I'll be fascinated to take this thing on a proper driving road and share it with you as to what it's like being able to drive it not in the wet, because the majority of the time on this channel things seem to rain. Quick overview for anyone who hasn't seen it. It's spec'd in gentian blue. The interior also has a very subtle blue interior tone to it, and this is why this place is cool. There's a dude cruising around on an MV Augusta. How cool is that? And then the little pocket rocket Yaris. We took this to Yanni's not so long ago to have it wrapped. Its original color is black, and we requested that he leave all of the stock factory components black, so it highlighted all of the sculpture and contours of it. So all of these areas here, these aren't wrapped, these are actually factory black. And I think air intake, all of this here, around the badge, light surrounds here, these are all factory black, and I think it just helps to show off really the contours and shape of this car, which all of a sudden in yellow, I'm not sure if it's just me, looks a little bit larger. There's something about it. If you look at the roof line of this thing compared with the Turbo and the GT3, it sits quite high, right? So one of the mods we would like to do is a suspension adjustment, which I think will just lower this thing 10 mil just to sort of settle it off, and that will help to drop the overall stance of the car. But actually, when you see these things in isolation, they look like small pocket rockets. When you put them next to a GT3, they're actually not that small. And so it's our only Japanese car, but it just, for me, is primed for a project car. And I've got all sorts of ideas of the various different things that I would like to do to it. Look at this. That is cool, huh? I mean, that is a truly iconic bike. I don't really ride bikes, but if I was to buy one and put one in the corner of a garage, that would be one of them for sure. Stunning piece of design. And then the GT3. This genuinely is a daily driver. We've managed to put just close to 34,000 miles on this car now. I've never really shared this story, but I actually bought this car off Chris Hoy, as in Sir Chris Hoy, the 6 times Olympic gold medalist peddler Chris Hoy. Awesome dude, big time into his cars. We were on a Caterham event together 2019, and he was selling this car because he managed to get hold of a GT3 RS, and I was like, where's that car going to? And he goes, I'm not sure yet. He says, it's going to me, Sir Chris, because it's just a dream spec. Specifically, I was looking for crayon, that's the color, with ceramics, the Club Sport pack, but the niche spec of this is Club Sport with no cage, because I do use it daily and I do throw bags in the back of it. So having no cage just opens up that space in the rear. But as you can tell by the condition of this thing, it really and truly does get used as a daily driver, and I absolutely love it. Manual, 500 horsepower, awesome little thing. Now then, behold the Gator. Now I'm just joking. This is the sidecar for the office here at Bicester Heritage. These guys moor this up here when there's a spare space, and something about it, every time I see it, I'm like, wouldn't that make a great tracking car? Anyway, maybe if we take the DBX off-roading, we could track with this, who knows? Or this, the F12 TDF. Now this is back out of hibernation. Generally don't use it over winter. Reason being, 771 naturally aspirated V12 Italian distilled horsepower to the rear wheels alone. And in the winter, you might as well just throw yourself in the bush, because it'll do it for you. It's such an animal that it really does require temperature in it in order to make it work. You could use it in the wet and in the rain, you're just not going to get anything out of it that the car is all about. So we bring it out in spring, use it over spring, summer, and towards the tail end of autumn, and then it typically goes back into hibernation. But so good to have this thing back out. Let's see how travel restrictions evolve in the coming months, because I would love to do a road trip with this. The last time we did a road trip was the end of 2019 for the Targa Florio in Sicily. That was an amazing event. The feedback from you guys in the comments was incredible. So I know you would love to see more TDF and road trip action. So hopefully we can do that if travel allows this year. But yeah, what a machine. So good to have it here. And I don't think you could have more contrasting cars next to each other. 771 horsepower, 74 horsepower. Does weigh just over 700 kilograms. The Volkswagen XL1, they made 250 of them. 200 of them were only ever made available for sale. For some reason, the Volkswagen Audi group kept 50 of them back for R&D and posterity, and there was only ever 200 of them available for sale. And it was a fascinating car because it was a Ferdinand Piëch car, who was a group director, CEO of the Volkswagen Audi group, and he signed off on both the Bugatti Veyron project, in fact it was his sort of dream child, and this, and they sort of ran in terms of R&D in parallel, both the ultimate versions of their own world. Veyron being the ultimate top speed hypercar, this being the most fuel efficient car in the world. One of the slipperiest cars in the world. Basically it has the lowest drag coefficient of any production car ever made. And with it running a 2-cylinder hybrid diesel engine, the whole thing's made out of carbon fiber. Magnesium wheels, carbon ceramic brakes, twin clutch gearbox. It's capable of 330 miles per gallon. So that's what this car was all about. Pretty unique little thing. And then the Panda 4x4. Absolutely no idea whose car this is. Come over here. If you follow Instagram, you may be aware that we now have the honor of welcoming full-time cameraman to the channel, Yorkie, who is holding the camera right now. And this is Yorkie's van. Welcome to the production bunker, Yorkie. This is cool, man. We've never had our own van before. It's on a serious note, to have Yorkie on board and have our own support van is really cool. You'll notice it's pretty standard right now, but it is officially part of the production bunker fleet. And we're hoping that we can perhaps throw a decent set of alloys on this, maybe lower the ride a little bit, I don't know, perhaps put some flared arches on, I don't know. Once again, comments below. The channel is largely guided by you, so what you want to see with everything you've just seen, including this, let us know. But I think what we will do is a small project in the back of the car, back of the van, sorry, to deck it out specifically for camera gear. And then, believe it or not, this is actually our second Ranger. We've just taken on board another member of the team who's much more on the business side, and this is their company car, which isn't the other company car, which is currently deranged, another Ranger being fitted out with the deranged kit. Comments below. We've got lots of toys to play with. The weather is here for us. The fun may begin. Speaking of which, let's take this pocket rocket Yaris GR to RS Fabs get the exhaust fitted. As always, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Ciao.